Exactly. So we want to burn away that power because you're just depressed. It's horrible to feel like that. So what is the greatest thing to do? Imagine the color of the sun and burning away that shame, burning away that guilt that we hold in that area.
Oh, hello there. I'm Jimmy Shuker, alongside Albert Chalmers and Sean Goodman. And this is Radiant Light, a spiritual discussion podcast, episode 23. On today's episode, Albert, Sean and I are welcoming a very special guest onto the show. Power retrieval coach, Mary Armendarez. As an intuitive healer and a motivational coach, Mary is able to rewire our brains, raise our vibrations, and enable us to reclaim our power physically, mentally, and spiritually. Today, Mary and I will be discussing the 7 energy pools that make up our bodies, also known as the 7 chakras. We will be going from root all the way up to crown and discussing the hardships of life that can block our chakras, and most importantly of all, how to reactivate them. This promises to be a truly spiritually enlightening conversation, and one that you don't want to miss. Enjoy the episode. Mary Armendarez, hello and welcome to the Radiant Light podcast. It's fantastic to have you here. How are you doing today?
Hi, Jimmy. I am doing super well. I'm super excited to be on your podcast today and share with all your listeners about the good old chakras, how they're the really our spiritual bodies. We need these. They're our energy bodies. So this is going to be super powerful. And if you like, Jimmy, I'll do an activation for you guys as well.
Oh, super. That will be fantastic. We're super stoked and grateful to have you here on the podcast today and diving into the topic in more detail and learning something as well. I feel like this will be a very enlightening conversation and experience for me as well, Mary.
Oh, I'm so excited. We'll put things into action for sure.
Super. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Before we dive into the topic of the 7 chakras, I would be fascinated to hear a little bit about yourself, Mary. You're a power retrieval coach, I understand.
Yes, I am. So how it all started for me is as I was born and raised in California, in the US, and I am a member of 10 brothers and sisters.
Wow, huge family. Awesome.
Yeah, huge. So we were raised Catholic. And, okay. And so when we'd go to church all the time, and I could never figure out what the heck is this church business about. And God scared the heck out of me. I was like,
okay.
It's like, if you do anything wrong, you're going to go to purgatory or hell. And it was just pounding into our heads as kids. So I was really frightened of God. So it was wild. So what happened is I could sense and feel things as a young kid. So I was the weird kid in the family. And
were you the youngest of the 10?
I was the youngest girl.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So I had a little brother, and I was the one who could sense all the energies because we lived like in a really old house, like over 100-year-old house. So it had all those weird things that happened to it before we moved into it. So as I grew up, I could sense and feel all of the energy, the negative energy, everything. And as you grow up, you kind of lose it, right? You lose all of that because nobody was going, stay connected, be part of this energy. hound your gifts as children, right?
No, nobody's kind of tapping into what you're sensing here. Yeah.
Exactly. So, or they didn't believe me, right?
Oh,
Most,
no.
yeah, most of the time parents don't believe their little kids that you're actually talking to somebody, that there's actually somebody there, or you're seeing something in your room. There's actually something there. Kids see those things more than we do, right? Because they're not programmed yet. They're still open to seeing all the beautiful angels, dark or evil, whatever. But so anyways, so I ended up going to an all-girls school, Catholic all-girls school. Well, Jimmy, my skirt kept rising up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Good old Catholic girl. So I ended up getting pregnant. So I had to drop out of school, and I had to face that, oh my gosh, I did one of the biggest sins you can do as growing up as a Catholic.
Oh, of course. You must have faced some judgment there then.
Judgment, guilt, shame, unworthy, all of that. So it was
sorry to hear that.
yeah, but it's part of it, right?
Actually, on the other hand, perhaps this is the strength that the universe was giving you. You got to go through some hardships to come out the other side of it, right?
Exactly. So what happened is I, like 20 years old, I ended up marrying a man who was 15 years older than me. I was a baby.
Yeah, 20 years old, and he's 15 years old. Blimey, yeah. It's
It's
almost double your age. Okay. Okay.
So I gave all my energy, everything to him.
Okay.
And it was depleting. It was, I had no self-worth. I had no ambition to do things on my own. I was told no if I wanted to do things, complete control over me.
Yeah, he's ruling your life. Yeah.
Yeah. And I allowed it. So my daughter, I don't know, 15 years ago, she goes, Mom, you need to read this book on the angels. And I said, okay. So I picked up this book on the angels, and Jimmy, all of a sudden, it just went boom, boom, boom. It was like, oh my gosh, I've been living in this life of fear and anxiety, giving my energy, giving my power away to everybody else and not taking care of myself, right?
Right. Okay. What was the name of the book?
The name of the book is 12 Archangels from the Central Sun.
Okay. Sounds powerful.
It's very powerful. And her name is Belinda Womack, the author. So she channels the 12 Archangels. She became my teacher.
Okay. You reached out to her and built a personal relationship. Okay.
My daughter found her, and it was like I got to learn from her. So this was like a huge stepping stone. So I got divorced from that guy, started stepping into my power, and the angels would come, and I would see these colors. And I'm like, wow, what do these colors mean? I need to put these kits together. So I put healing kits together. Well, my healing kits got to go into one of the department stores here in the US, and they sold out. They sold out in 2 weeks. And I went, holy cow, angels really, really do exist. I do have power, and it's time for me to move forward in my life. So now what I do is I'm a power retrieval guidance coach. So I teach people, because remember what you were just talking about? Oh, I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah.
Well, I had to go through all that. So now I can come up here and go, hey, you're leaking your energy. You don't need to be wasting your energy on other people. You need to start taking care of yourself. So I teach people, So I teach people how to retrieve their power again, open up their will chakra.
Okay.
Because that is where it's all at. It all begins with your voice. It all begins with stepping into your power, opening up your heart chakra, start filling up with more worthiness, self-love, and get rid of that guilt and that shame that we all carry around.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to coming on to that, actually. So I guess please feel free to take this in any direction you please. But in my mind, I'd imagine us kind of starting with the root chakra and moving our way upwards. In layman's term, please, Mary.
Okay, so the chakra are truly our spiritual energy. That is what runs the show for our soul body, right? Because we are a soul in this casing, this body.
Yeah, because everything is energy, right? Everything around us is energy. Yeah.
Yep. Everything is everything. Everything we think, our emotions, all of that are total energy. And so when we get depleted, we're leaking our energy. So we're leaking our spiritual batteries.
Okay.
Okay, so we're leaking the energy. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Let's start with the root chakra. What is the root chakra? The root chakra is at the base of our spine, right? And it goes all the way down to our feet. Now, the root chakra is one of the most important chakras that need to be filled up daily.
Okay, and the color is red, I understand.
Yes.
It's a red chakra. Okay. Please continue. Needs to be filled up daily.
Daily. So it's ruby red, and it makes when your chakra is that chakra is running at full speed, you feel safe and secure. So
yeah, my understanding was that the red chakra, the root, is dealing with survival, like basic day-to-day survival in life. Is that correct?
absolutely 100% correct. And the root chakra is where your feminine energy comes from, right? It's where your emotions are. So when that's out of balance, you're having the worst day of your life. You're scared, you're fearful, you're just miserable. So
yeah, you're not grounded in who you are and what you're doing. Is that right? Yeah.
That's right. So the fear comes in, right? The fear comes in, the what ifs come in, can't move forward. So how do we stay grounded? The easiest way to stay grounded, and I teach this all the time, Jimmy. I get up in the mornings, and when your mind is racing and you've got that fear and you're just, you got anxiety and fear, you stand up, put your feet on the ground if you can go outside, and you say, wherever there's fear within my mind, I release it and I let it go. And I give it to you, Mother Earth, because she pulls down all that stuff that we don't need. She's our mom while we're here. So
do you physically say that out loud or just in your head?
Either or. I try to say it out loud because it's more powerful,
Yeah, it feels more like you're manifesting something.
Right. Yeah. Right. So I always say, wherever there's fear, or you can even ramp it up, wherever there's fear or anxiety within my body, within my mind, I release it. I allow it to go. Okay. And then you want to imagine, sense, or feel, because people get all freaked out if you can't see. Oh, my third eye, I can't see. Who cares? It's your intention. Do you want this fear to go? Do you want this anxiety to go? Then it'll go.
I mean, these chakras are building upon each other layer by layer, aren't we? We can't come to our third eye if we're not grounded and living outside of fear, obviously, right? This is basic grounding that we're talking about, I assume.
Exactly. So what you want to do is you want to bring your attention down to your feet. Open up, pretend there are roots growing out of your feet, and shoot those roots all the way down. So you're just going to imagine the dirt, the soil, the water, the rocks, the lava, all the way down until you see or feel like it could be golden for some people. It could be a bright white light. It could be green. And then just say, come on, mom, bring that energy back up. Hold me in that space. What I like to do, Jimmy, is pretend like I can feel the dirt. So I sense the dirt all the way up to my thighs.
And as we're doing this, we're saying out loud, I release all fears. I do not allow any fear to come into me.
That's right. I release it, I allow it, and I let it go. Wow. Because once you're grounded, your life will instantly feel better. You're not stressing out. You're not freaking out. You're not in survival. You're not letting that fear attack you.
Yeah, and I'd assume from that you're basically in a better place to respond to whatever day-to-day curveballs or challenges get thrown at you, for example, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a random small example off the top of my head. Today, I got told that the girl that I carpool with can't do the carpool anymore. It's a random curveball. It's gonna cost me some money and some miles on the clock or whatever. But you know, if I'm grounded in my root chakra, then it's like, okay, well, it's a bit of a pain, but I can deal with that, right?
Exactly. Good for you.
Thank you. That is just a really small scale example, but yeah, I guess that's what we're getting at.
I love that. That's a perfect example. But you know what else is a great trick too?
Hmm.
I teach my clients to sit on a ruby red hot plate.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, because if you're sitting on it and you've got that
Mm.
energy, you can imagine the ruby red energy coming up through your bottom.
Yeah, you've got the red energy, yeah?
Yeah, it's just holding you there, and then you can learn how to expand it. So now you're feeling really safe and
Yeah.
you're grounded.
And
You're
you're
there in the
secure.
moment.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
secure. Yeah. So that's great. But we're gonna once we go through them all, and then I'm gonna run you through the whole thing, and we're gonna activate each one of them. So
Okay.
let's move up to the next chakra. What's the next chakra?
So I have here, I love the way you're asking me now. You know, it feels, yeah, really back to school, put the to the test. Okay, so I've got here the sacral chakra around the belly button, that deals with kind of like creative and pleasure energies, possibly blocked by guilt.
Yeah. So that chakra, okay, so that chakra is right below the belly button,
Hmm.
right? And
Orange color, yeah.
that is orange color. So I like people to imagine that to be like the color of the sunset, the coral burnt orange color.
Mm.
And that is where your creative energy, that's where your passion, that's where your soul lives, your nature
Oh, wow.
angel.
Okay.
That's where the creation is happening and inside of you. So
So
go ahead.
So this is kind of like where I would find the desire to do something like what we're doing today, then, you know, and making a podcast in general, you know, that's, I think I mentioned to you before we hit the record button, Albert and I have been doing this for about a year now, and it's like a creative passion that we do as friends kind of thing. But the sacral orange chakra is where this desire comes from for creative endeavors like this.
Yep. So when you're stuck and you can't create, or you're trying to write a book, or you're stuck on the computer, whatever it is, right?
Mm.
Like, oh, I can't get the sentence right. I that is
Can't
because
find the word.
yep,
Yeah.
you're completely out of balance. That is like
Okay.
super out of balance. So what I like to do is I like to go stare at the sunset because I have the ocean right here. But for other people that you don't have that, you imagine that burnt orange right in your belly and
Okay.
call your energy back, call your creative passion back, call it back.
Aha. Again, physically saying out loud, I call my creative passion back.
Yeah.
I give me the word here, and imagine the orange like here in my belly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see.
And yeah,
Oh,
and it works and you expand it out. And
mm.
so when you're off, when you cannot create, when you're totally stuck, a good thing is just to get up and walk away, first of all, right? We all know that. We
Yeah,
all
I was going to say that as an example here. You know, like when you say if you're writing a letter or something and you can't find that, you say, okay, I've hit a wall. I'm going to come back to this later. And then, yeah, you know, an hour later, you look at it and you're like, oh, wow, of course. Yeah, it's clear what it's going to be. Is that what you're getting at here? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And then just sense and imagine that coral energy coming
Mm.
into that right underneath the belly and energy, and that will pop you out of it. If you can just sense that color and you call back your creative energy. I call it back to me, right? And
Without having to go away and come back
yeah,
in. You
you
can
could
call it
just
back instantly.
you could you just sit here and just imagine it. Another great thing you can do too is if you can use your imagination, You can walk in, say, let's say peaches. Peaches are coral.
Okay.
Imagine eating a peach.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
right?
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Because what are we doing, Jimmy? We're filling up the empty buckets. Our buckets are
Okay.
low
Yeah. Yeah.
or they're leaking, right?
We're putting creativity back into our bodies, our vessels. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
that's a good one. Okay, what's our next one?
Solar plexus,
Uh,
like the fire chakra around the rib cage, and I understand that this is the chakra that deals with joy and confidence, and can be blocked by shame. If we're feeling shameful about something, it can interfere with our solar plexus chakra. Is
Yeah, so this is a big one too, because when you're depressed
mm.
or you've lost your joy, you've lost your happiness, right?
Yeah,
Wh-
people sometimes say, "Oh, they crushed your spirit" or something. Yeah, that kind of vibe. Yeah, you've
Yeah,
not got that spring in your step. Oh.
exactly. So we want to burn away that power because you're just depressed. It's horrible to feel like that. So what is the greatest thing to do? Imagine the color of the sun and
Mm.
burning away that shame, burning away that guilt that we hold in that area. That's why you used to
Mm.
have so many people that are so depressed because it's so blocked. And they have allowed that because they're bringing these beliefs into their system that, oh, I need to hold on to that shame. I need to hold on to that guilt, whatever. So we need
Yeah,
to
they're
bring that
ashamed of
off.
something they've done, they've been through in life. Yeah.
If you enjoy our content, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as whichever platform you listen to your podcasts on. And you can even follow us on Instagram too. Radiant_light_podcast. And you can always reach out to us at radiantlightpodcast1, that's the number 1, at
So we
gmail.com.
want to imagine the bright, bright, bright yellow sunshine. And a great way to do this too, if you can go outside, raise your shirt up and let the sun come in and actually activate that chakra for you. Because you know how the sun always makes you feel better,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So why not use what we have? So
Of
go
course.
outside and feel that sunshine flowing and just say, I release. I release all
Mm.
the shame, all the depression, all the anxiety that I'm carrying around. I release it and let it go.
And say that physically when we're in sunlight as well. This is like the time and place to do it.
Absolutely. I mean, it is so powerful. It's so powerful to use the elements that we have, right? With Mother
Mm.
Earth, the sunset, all these things, because these are the colors of who we are, what we're made out
Mm.
of. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, yeah,
How,
absolutely.
how we're made of these colors that we have all around us?
Like a rainbow.
Exactly. Per-
Yeah.
Perfect. That's perfect. Okay, now let's move up to the heart chakra.
Yeah, so the heart chakra, obviously this chakra deals with love. It's a green energy from what I understand. And it can unfortunately be blocked by grief. Say for example, like the loss of a loved one. As I'm saying these words here, it's so clear how the energy and is connected. It's amazing how it flows. But please, Mary, tell me more.
So the heart chakra, right? That is when our heart chakra is flowing, we're connected to our intuition, right? That's
No.
when all the yummy juices come. So we just finished doing the three bottom chakras that we
Mm-hmm.
need to be overfilling. We need to fill those three. So imagine them as buckets, Jimmy. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And you want those to be completely filled up every single day so you can walk on planet Earth happy.
So these are the ones we're attending to every day. Like you said, overflowing.
Right. We
Okay.
want those to be overflowing. Okay.
Daily
So,
basis, attending to them. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So now once
Mm.
we get to the heart chakra and as we go up, we're
Mm-hmm.
starting to connect,
Okay.
right? So we're going to be grounded with the three at the bottom and then we want to start connecting. So the heart chakra is really hard for a lot of people to activate. Why? Because they've had heartbreaks. They don't have self-love. They don't have self-respect. And who lives in the heart chakra? How do you connect to the heart chakra? It's little Jimmy. Little Jimmy needs to come as a little boy.
The inner child.
That's it. Bingo. So your inner child connects you to your oversoul, your soul, the soul that stays in heaven at all times, right?
Yeah, we're now feels like we're moving on to something that's really beyond our basic necessities that we discussed in the first three chakras, and now it feels like we're elevating to a higher level here.
Yeah, we sure are. So the heart chakra. The heart chakra, the best way to open up your heart chakra is to use the color, and we're going to go to that color in just a minute, violet fire. I use violet fire a lot. That is the color of transformation and forgiveness. So if you can imagine you basically have a purple heart.
Okay.
And you want to release. I want to release all the heartbreak, all the love that I gave to somebody else and they didn't give it back to me, right? I want to release all the unworthiness that I'm carrying around. You want to pretend that your heart is purple, and you want that purple energy to flow through your heart so we can activate it and release, right? We want to release the grief. We want to release the heartbreak.
And forgiveness was a key word that I picked up here on what you said. Like, in order to be able to love, we must be able to forgive.
Yes. And forgive ourselves, right? See,
a
lot of religions say, oh, you need to pay me because I'm going to have God forgive, God's going to work and forgive you. No.
We forgive those who trespass against us, that kind of thing. Yeah, but this focuses on forgiving ourselves. Okay.
That's right. So the little Jimmy and the little Mary can be happy. The little divine child, inner child within us is what activates our heart, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah, so what I like to do is, so the heart we just talked about is green. So what I like to do is to step through a purple door, and we're stepping into our heart. So what does our heart chakra look like? A gorgeous garden with green grass, right? And then you can have little Jimmy go in there and going, hey, I'm activating my heart chakra right now. And you can push that energy out and that darkness that's around there out. And walk around your garden, walk around the green trees, touch the green trees. And then you want
stepping into our heart kind of thing, stepping into love. Yeah.
Stepping into love. And then what I like to do is have a lake, like a pink lake, and then dive into that pink lake. And so you're just filling up with self-love and self-respect, right? So that really helps activate our beautiful heart chakra.
And you'll be glowing visibly from the outside when you're feeling this good on the inside. Of course, it's going to be visible to the outside world, right?
Exactly. So the heart chakra is absolutely key. It's taken me a very long time to figure out, and I'm still working on my heart chakra to open it, because it truly is about self-love and self-respect, bottom line, and forgiving yourself for all that crap that we make up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're harsher on ourselves than we are to any other people. Like, if we could hear that voice inside our head out loud, you'd be like, my God, like, why do I speak to myself in this way? I wouldn't speak to him or her over the road in that matter. Like, why on earth would I do it to myself,
Oh, it's terrible what we do to ourselves. It's awful. And that's what keeps us up at night, because we beat ourselves up. We got to stop doing that. And what is that? I mean, we could talk for days. It's the ego mind, right? It's not good enough. I'm judging from other people. And, you're in the present, you're in the past, or you're in the future, but you're not in the present, right? So that's what gets us off of being balanced. So we're not balanced, we're unbalanced. So it's a nightmare what we do to ourselves.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said the word ego there as well. You took the word right out of my mouth. That does sound like the ego talking in this way and being so critical, so self-critical.
Oh, yeah. It's so terrible. Okay, so now we're going to move to the throat chakra.
Yeah, the throat chakra here. So I've got a light blue color dealing with sound, or deals with truth, and is blocked by lies. And most specifically, sensing a bit of a theme here, the lies that we tell ourselves.
The lies we tell ourselves and the lies we tell other people. So
Both. Okay.
this chakra really messes us up because we are not allowed to speak our truth because we're scared. We're full of fear. We're afraid that if we speak up for ourselves, we might be shamed or judged or put down or we look stupid or all these things, right?
Yeah.
But
like if I wanted a pay rise, for example, like I need to be able to, I am worth this, I am worth this value, but that fear of rejection maybe holds you back from actually speaking your truth and speaking your value in that instance.
Yeah. It's interesting because it just popped into my head. It has to do with the sacral too, right? Because we lose our confidence, we lose our joy. So it kind of all goes into balance if you really think about it. So how do we stand in our truth? This is so freaking cool. You're going to love this.
Okay.
All right. So everybody has heard of Archangel Michael, right? Okay. Archangel Michael, he is about bringing in the truth into our lives. He is all about the throat chakra. Now, how do we start standing in our truth? We take that sapphire blue color.
Okay.
And I see it just like you see it, just this energy waterfall. Go start standing in that truth and do it every day. Because you'll
like
watch.
A waterfall.
Yep. And you'll watch how you will all of a sudden be able to speak your truth with confidence and without fear.
Okay.
And it works. And so Archangel Michael too, you pretend he brings his big sword out and he sticks it straight down your spine.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're standing in the truth and you're being protected from everybody else's energies.
Okay.
So cool. It is so cool. So what you do is you go, Michael, put your sword down my back. And he puts it straight down your back because now, your backbone, how you go, you don't have a backbone.
Now right? You do, because it's the sword. The sword is coming in and is being your backbone of truth.
That's right, baby. Pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so powerful. It's so powerful. But standing in your truth and learning how to speak up for yourself is huge for people.
Oh, massively. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, next time I'm going to be asking for a pay rise, I'll imagine myself walking into this blue waterfall within the office and speak up for myself. And
oh, yeah. And
the true value that I hold. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give you another tip on that, too. Once we get through this, and then I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to do when you want to pay a raise. Okay. So now let's move up to the third eye. The third eye is right between the eyebrows, right? The third eye activates your intuition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the kind of indigo color. It's intuition and blocked by delusions. Is that right?
I think it's blocked by delusion. I think it's blocked by your ego. I think it's blocked because you're not in balance with your divine feminine, your divine masculine energy, period.
Okay.
Right. And some people might never have their third eye activated, but it doesn't matter because you can still do all these things with an intention. Because some people don't see it all through their third eye, but they feel. Or they have a knowing, right?
Uh-huh.
So don't focus. I don't want everybody to focus on, I can't see their third. That's okay. It'll all come in time. But
yeah, surely if you relax, that's where the intuition steps in. It's kind of like if you're looking for intuition, you're kind of, it's like a self-defeating prophecy. You can't catch it, right?
Exactly. So the best tip to activate your intuition is, the infinity symbol that goes like this. It's figure eight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen
Okay.
it.
So you can imagine the figure eight right here and just start breathe and just start following it right here. Yeah.
Okay.
And then start calming down. And then all of a sudden you'll see a little purple indigo, and then it'll get bigger and bigger. And then you might lose it. And that's okay because it's the beginning. But just try to concentrate on that. And
Okay.
and then just keep going back. And then another great way to activate it is as well is where your I can't say, I'm not going to say this right. The gland in the back of your
The
head.
pituitary gland. I'm sure I butchered that as well and not said it right, but I think the audience knows what we mean here.
So I like to imagine, I like to go in and have little Mary go in and rub it right, to activate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
massage it a little. Yeah.
and then just watch it start to grow in your brain. And that is a great way to activate your third eye as well. But your third eye is all about bringing in your intuition. Now, the intuition is your divine feminine brain side of you, because we have the divine masculine and we got the divine feminine. The divine feminine and the divine masculine want to be working at its highest vibration.
Okay.
So you get clean things coming through.
Mm-hmm.
When we're at the lowest vibration, that's when we're in the, I like to call it the old male and the old female.
Okay.
Hey, now what is the old male and old female? The old male is the one that is in the future, trying to control, judging, right?
Ego, yeah.
Yep. And then the old female is the one who's like, oh, I'm so guilty. I feel so ashamed. I can't believe you know what I mean?
Living in the past kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So,
okay.
So, and sometimes when your intuition, when you're meditating and you're at that low vibration, that's when you're going to hear the bad words. You're going to get the lower frequencies. You're going to get dark things coming into you.
So if I'm in a low vibrational state and I attempt to meditate or sit down for a meditation practice, or let me just say this the other way around. If I sit down to meditate and I start having dark thoughts coming into my mind, that means I'm in a low vibrational state.
Yep. And that's coming to you because you're in a low vibrational state. So you're collecting more, right? We're energy. So where our thoughts go, our emotions go, that's what we're going to bring to us.
Okay. And obviously the opposite must be true then. If I'm meditating and observing these thoughts that are coming to my mind and they're good and they're productive, clearly I'm in a high vibrational state.
Yes. And then more of that yummy stuff will come to you.
Okay, yeah, of course. They're building on each other like these chakras here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And presumably by opening all of these chakras as we're going through in the way that we're saying, it's opening the door for more higher vibrational thoughts to be coming to us.
Exactly. And so that takes us to the coolest chakra. The crown chakra right here.
Yeah, right on the top of the head. Yeah.
What do you know about the crown chakra? Read it to us.
Okay, so yeah, you see I'm referring to my notebook here. Yeah, so in my notes here, I've simply put it, this is the crown thought chakra. It's a connection with the divine, deals with cosmic energies, and it is blocked by earthly attachments.
Awesome. Okay. I love this is awesome. Okay. So the crown chakra. So remember how we were just talking about the brain and the ego and being at the lower or higher vibration?
Yeah.
The crown chakra is the color of transformation and forgiveness. Okay. So when we bring that chakra, when we activate that chakra, when we start bringing it in, what is it doing? It's putting our mind into balance. It's settling down the ego. We're not freaking out.
Okay.
We
It's shutting him up effectively. Yeah.
Yep. So when you bring that energy in and you want to bring it through your whole body, because we're transforming the lower vibrations in your auric field and your whole entire body. So I work with this chakra every single day. Everybody should.
Okay. Wow.
Ruby red and the crown chakra. If you don't have time, make sure you are grounded and that you are bringing that energy of that crown chakra, that purple color through your body. So when you're outside, remember when I said every morning go out and say, I release all the fear and anxiety that I am carrying in my mind or my field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bathing in that purple color.
Wow. Okay.
So, young man, when you're ready, or when you're ready to talk to anybody, or you have a conflict with somebody, or it's going to be a very hard conversation, you're going to go like this. You're going to go, angels, guides, I am. So, okay, this is what you're going to do. Let's make it simple. You are going to put those people in violet fire, that energy. Okay. So if you have, like, when you want to go get a raise, or you go in and you start it in the morning, you see your boss, you see his face, and you're just going to put him in violet fire. You're going to put yourself in violet fire, right? And then you're going to stand in your truth. You're going to have that sword down your back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're able to go in and have a conversation. What I was going to say to ramp it up a little bit, you call an Archangel Gabriel. Who's Archangel Gabriel? Is the angel of communication.
Okay.
So before you start anything, like I do that before I talk to you today, before I have a talk to a client, anybody, every day. I go, Archangel Gabriel, please open the angel airwaves. So Jimmy and I, so what's happening is, as I gave it over to Archangel Gabriel, and the angel is talking to your guides and talking to my guides, and they're already having a conversation before we even started. And I say, and I say, let Jimmy and I have a fun conversation where we can both understand each other and we can get a message through for whoever's listening to this podcast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it certainly worked today. I mean, this time has been flying by and has been a whole lot of fun. You know, you can feel the energy just coming through here, you know, just through the phone and whatnot. But
yeah,
wow,
so
yeah. So I see how, yeah.
So that's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do whenever you have a tough conversation with anybody, or if it's not even a tough conversation. Ours isn't a tough conversation, but it made it fun.
Yeah, well, presumably it just makes it into an easier conversation and a more enjoyable conversation as well. It's that connection with the divine, isn't it?
Yes. So now I can show you. Now, there's two things I can show you. We can go through the chakras and I can show you how to activate each chakra, or I can show you how to put your bodies into balance, or I could do both. You let me know, Jimmy, what you like.
Yeah, I mean, do we have time to do both, please? Does that work for you, Mary?
Yeah. So let's go ahead. So I want everybody to close your eyes and just take a nice deep breath in. And just exhale. And then I want you to bring your attention to so we're going to start at the root chakra. So you're going to bring your attention right at your bottom area. And I just want you to sense, imagine, or feel, because I think some of your listeners are going to be able to feel this. There's a red ball. It's a red sparkly ball, and it's a size of a golf ball. Just bring your attention there. And just start diving deep into this red ball. And now we're going to expand it. We're going to expand this ball. And now it's a tennis ball. Keep your attention on this red ball. Now it's expanding into a basketball. Expand, expand, expand. It's getting wider and wider. So it's flowing out through your hips. It's all around your whole entire body. And I want you to expand it. Keep expanding. This needs to be like 9 feet wide. So push it out. Yeah. This is the most important chakra. Dive deeper and deeper into this color. Swim in this color. Expand, expand, expand. Good. Now we're going to move up. So you're just moving up. You're going to move up like an elevator. You're moving up one more click. You're going to get out. And here is a coral burnt ball of energy. Go stand in this coral burnt orange. Feel it. Yeah, it feels good, huh?
Absolutely.
So start expanding it. Expand it, expand it. All around your whole body. Expand it. I call my creative energy back to me.
I call my creative energy back to me.
Purified and restored.
Purified and restored.
Perfect. And now keep pushing it out. Push it out. All the way around. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to get back in the elevator and we're going to go up one more. And now you're into a beautiful yellow room. Gorgeous yellow room. Look for the yellow ball in the middle of this room. Expand the ball. You can expand it with your hands if you want. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Expand it out, 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 all over. I call my joy back to me.
I call my joy back to me.
Purified and restored.
Purified and restored.
I call my happiness back to me.
I call my happiness back to me.
Yeah, purified and restored.
Purified and restored.
And then push this energy out, 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 out. And look on the outside of the corners. Can you see the ruby red, the coral, and the yellow all mixing together? It's just gorgeous all around you.
Wow.
Feel it and sense it. Oh, you're perfect. You're in perfect alignment in the bottom. Now we're going to go up, up, up to the beautiful green room. And this time I want you to take your shoes off. And I want you to feel the velvet grass. We're in the velvet grass right now. Walk on this velvet grass.
Yeah, we're stepping into love, like we said.
Yeah. And then we are going to see a beautiful green ball of energy. Now you can dive into this energy or you can just expand it with your hands. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to do with golden sparkles. And I want you to really push this energy out. You're pushing out through the back of your spine. You're pushing out from your chest. You're opening up this color, this beautiful green golden sparkles. Push it out. Push it all out.
Oh, yeah.
It feels good. I call my love back to me.
I call my love back to me.
Wherever I've lost it.
Wherever I've lost it.
I call it back to me, purified and restored.
I call it back to me, purified and restored.
And then push this green energy. Push, push, push it out. The golden sparkles are all around you. And then we're going to go back and we're going to go up to this beautiful sapphire blue room. It's so beautiful. This blue is incredibly beautiful. And look for that beautiful ball. And it's got golden sparkles. It's got white sparkles on it. And I want you to blast it right out of your throat. Just blast it right out of your throat and the back of your neck. And say, I release.
I release
Any lower vibration of doubt.
any lower vibration of doubt
from my will chakra. I release it all and I let it go.
from my will chakra, and I release it all and I let go.
Yeah, push on it, Jimmy. Keep pushing. Release this blue, sapphire blue. Release it all. Keep pushing it. Good. Okay. Let me bring a little bit more blue in your throat. And I call my will back to me. I call my will back to me, purified and restored.
I call my will back to me, purified and restored.
I call my willpower back to me wherever I lost it. I call it back to me right here, right now.
I call my willpower back to me wherever I lost it, right here, right now.
Excellent. And then I want you to go back in the elevator, go all the way up, and you're going to step into an indigo color room with a dash of pink. I want you to find that dash of pink in there.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to call in the goddesses of intuition. We ask that our third eyes be activated.
I call in the goddess of intuition and I ask for my third eye to be activated.
Mm-hmm. Sense and feel, where do you feel the pressure? Dive in where you feel that pressure between your eyes. It might be in the middle of your head. Dive into that color. You can blow at that color if you want to really like blow away any darkness that you see. Okay. And just see this beautiful purple indigo start growing brighter and brighter and brighter. And it's growing wider and wider all the way around your head, all the way down towards your ears. Now you might see a blast of white light, and that is really activating. And then we're going to move up to the crown chakra. So just move on up. And here we see this big purple light right above your head. Dive into this color. And I want you to say, I forgive. I forgive myself.
I forgive myself.
I forgive any thoughts that I've ever said about myself that wasn't true.
I forgive any thoughts about myself that I've said that wasn't true.
Excellent. I call my mental mind back to me.
I call my mental mind back to me.
I call my mental mind back to me wherever I have lost it. I call it back to me, purified and restored.
I call my mental mind back to me wherever I may have lost it, purified and restored.
Beautiful. And let this energy just expand around your head. You can feel it tingling, activating. And then we're going to go up 2 more. So we're going to expand this 7 chakras. We're going to go up 2 feet above you. Now this is white, 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 white light. And this white energy is just pouring down all around you. Beautiful white energy over every single color. So you're taking this white energy and you're just bringing it all the way down to your root. And it's just completely around you. A beautiful white ball of energy. And then we're going to call on Archangel Michael to bring his beautiful sapphire sword, and he's piercing the top of this white energy. And the blue, 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 sapphire blue is all around the white, white, white. And you want to say any probes, any psychic attacks, any entities that come in my energetic field gets gently pushed off, return to the central sun into love. So now nothing can ever come in your auric field. This is where you're supposed to be every day.
Wow. Any probes that come into my energetical field, I push back.
Mm-hmm. Psychic attacks. Mm-hmm. Or entities. Anything that's, you can just say anything that's less than love gets gently pushed off my field.
Anything that's less than love gets gently pushed off of my field.
Mm-hmm. And you are completely protected. And you can come back whenever you're ready, Jimmy.
Wow, what an experience that was. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Isn't that cool?
That was fantastic. I've physically feel myself vibrating on a different level now. Wow.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Thank you, Mary.
You're so welcome. My whole up here is completely activated right now.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. So the best thing I can tell your podcast listeners is that white bubble that you put around yourself. We need to do that daily.
Okay.
Because that's protecting all the good stuff that we just filled up. Any empty buckets, because you're filled completely right now. So you want to protect yourself, right? Because like we said, we're made out of energy. So if somebody talks bad about Mary or Jimmy, that's bouncing at us.
Okay.
Right? And that affects us one way or another. It might not affect us today or tomorrow, but it might affect us.
Yeah, it's one energy affecting another energy.
Exactly. So a way to test your white bubble is that you imagine, bulls with their horns are running at you. Now, it pierced the bubble. Oh no, it pierced the bubble over on my left side. Repair that white. Start making that energy white, white, white. Okay. And then what you want to do is you want to do a bunch of arrows coming at you. Okay. Did the arrows get through? Oh yeah, the arrow got through here. Repair. And
visualizing this is actually manifesting it at the same time.
Yes. And then the last one is what I like to imagine is vibration. So it's the sound of somebody talking poo-poo about somebody. So imagine the vibration coming in, and is it coming through or is it getting bounced off? If it's coming through, repair again. But you want to test your bubble. And if you're having a really hard time at work or whatever you're doing, stop and go, okay, activate that white that we did up here. Bring that white energy down and surround yourself. Do this before you go to work. Do this in the middle of the afternoon. If it should last for 8 to 12 hours, and do it before you go to bed because you're going to be protected in your dreams.
Wow. Okay.
Cool, huh?
Cool. Yeah. Fantastic.
So,
wow, I had no idea that we would be going that in depth tonight. Thank you so much, Mary.
You're so welcome. I hope you have me on your show again. We could talk about many things.
Yeah. I feel there's so many different directions that we could go in. And of course, you'd be more than welcome. We would love to have you back on to discover more dimensions dimensions and spiritual realms that we can dive into,
Yeah.
Was there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap this up? Anything you'd like to plug at all, or
so I just started a podcast, but it's me by myself, and I teach tools. Like, what did I just do a podcast because I had some time before us? I did just a podcast on what do you need in your life. So it's really cool. This one is what do you need in your life, because we don't ask that question.
Okay.
But I teach you how to ask that question to your soul.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Really cool, Jimmy. So
yeah, we'll have to include a link in our show notes here as well. So
yeah,
our listeners, please check out Mary Armendarez's podcast as well. What's the name of your podcast?
It's Power Retrieval.
Power Retrieval.
Retrieval. Yes,
for more insights, like in line with what we've been through today.
Yeah, it's really so I'm finally, Jimmy, finding out where I'm supposed to be and how I'm supposed to help people. So it's exciting, it's fun, and I've got awesome tools. I mean, I've got so many, and they helped me, and I'm just here to help one person at a time.
Super. And all in line as well with what you said right at the beginning of the show, where you was able to sense things, even just as a little girl. You've really tapped into that power and made the most of it, and using it in a good way, like a extremely positive way, like we have done tonight, right?
Yep. And that's why we're here. Like, you doing this show is excellent. Keep doing it, because you're helping one person at a time.
Yeah, hopefully between the two of us, we really are spreading some radiant light out through the cosmos.
Oh, you got so much light, Jimmy. You got so much light and so much love to give. Keep it up.
Thank you. You too. You've been a fantastic guest tonight. And you've brought such a positive energy to this as well. I really do feel, I know it sounds a little bit cliche, but vibrating on a whole new level after that. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome, Jimmy. Thanks for having me.
Okay, that appears to be all we have time for on today's episode. If you enjoy our content, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as whichever platform you listen to your podcasts on. And you can even follow us on Instagram too. Radiant_light_podcast. And you can always reach out to us at radiantlightpodcast1, that's the number 1, at gmail.com. So until next time, good night, God bless, and namaste.